Just hanging out this fine Wednesday evening. See if anybody comes along. Putting out the finishing touches on the studio here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. There we go. So I need to figure out how to get a camera up top looking down straight on the bench. So let's see. It is cold down here. If anybody comes in and you want to join me, by all means, I don't mind. There's a link. So let's get this camera out of the box. This is the C920. It's supposed to be a decent camera. See what else comes in here. It's almost exactly. Oh, I got another one here. That's the C920. Man, they look almost exactly alike. I don't know what the difference is. That's a C922. That's a C920. We shall see. Let's see what this. Come on. It's the hardest part, getting the plastic off. Come on. Wow. Like childproof or something. Wow. I think they crazy glued this on here. There we go. Okay. Another piece of plastic in here. Just because. Look at that. This seems to, oh, that comes up. Another piece of plastic in here. They cover everything in plastic. Piece of plastic on top. And plastic on the lens. I'll leave that on until I decide where I'm going to put it. Okay. So we have the camera. Don't think there's, some of these come with a tripod, but I don't believe this one did. Nope. Nope. Nothing else in there. Okay. And setup guide. Well, plug it in and broadcast. It's no brainer. So I hope everybody's had a good, well, in Canada, it's Remembrance Day, and I believe in the US, it's Veterans Day. So I hope everybody had a good Veterans Day in the US. Hey, Auto Drop 3D, how you doing today? I was just saying, I hope everybody and all my friends in the US had a great Veterans Day, and happy Remembrance Day to everybody here. It was a quiet day today. Had the day off, so didn't do too much. Yeah. Oh, it's going good. I just decided to hang out a bit. I just finished last few days setting up my studio in my basement here, cleaning things up, rearranging my tables, set my cameras up. Today I put finally got a boom for my microphone. I learned the hard way that if you put the microphone on the table, any slight bump on the table, the microphone picks up everything. So it's very sensitive. So yeah, now I just need to big printer in the top box. This is the Creality CR6SE. I just received this yesterday. That's from the Kickstarter campaign, which I contributed to, gosh, way back when. So yeah, a lot of people bought it off Creality and ended up getting their printers before a lot of the people that supported the campaign got it. But I guess the advantage is I paid a little less for it. So yeah, so that's the 6SE. This is, of course, the ER20. So I'm going to build these things. I don't know if I'm going to live stream and build them or just record building them. But yeah, these have been done. Many people have built these live stream and on their channels. But this is all brand new to me. So I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and build a printer and do some streaming with it. So yeah. And then I've also got I'll probably bring in an Anycubic. I have a couple of them sitting in the office that I want to build. I bought 3 of them when they were on sale because it's one of my favorite, most reliable printers is the Anycubic i3 Mega S. So, and then I got the silent stepper drivers to put in all of them. So, yeah. Anyways, I just thought I'd come down here and try and MacGyver something up to get this camera. I want to put a camera up top, so I have basically a top view of the bench as I'm working. So I just have to figure out how I want to mount this. I could always get another boom, but it's a little expensive just to buy a boom for a single camera. So yeah, love the boom I bought. I've never heard of this brand before, and apparently it's a brand called Thronmax, THRONMAX, and it's a really nice boom. Cost me $120, which is not bad. I bought it locally. They're $170 on Amazon, so good deal. And it held my Yeti microphone extremely well, and it's just up top here, and yeah, quite adjustable. So yeah, if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to on the StreamYard link. Yeah, so feel free. The more the merrier. I'm just going to do about a half hour to an hour long stream tonight. Got a lot of work to do in the morning. So, but yeah, anybody wants to hop on, there's a couple people watching now, but if anybody wants to hop on, there is a link just up above there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, random people hop on and chat. That's why I did this on StreamYard as opposed to live. There you are. Hey, Mike.
Hello. Good morning.
How's it going? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning where you are?
No. I'm in Connecticut, so I always say good morning. It throws people off. Some people say it right back, and then they think about it, and then they go and yeah, it's great.
Threw me for a loop. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to have some echo here. I don't have headphones on. Maybe I should.
I don't hear any echo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I wonder what that's doing on Let me see what it's doing on YouTube. Now, I wonder if I'm going to have some echo here. I don't have headphones on. Maybe I should.
I don't hear any echo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's no good. Ah, I guess if there's something happening like that, somebody will mention it. So,
Yeah, generally with StreamYard, you'll start hearing the feedback or something.
right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I just finished setting up my studio here. I've been working on it over the last week or so, just rearranging the benches and stuff and setting up cameras and a microphone. So I want to set up I've got another camera here I want to set up as an overhead camera. So I'm just trying to brainstorm the best way without having to spend another $120 on a boom. Best way to hang this thing. So
You know what's really nice is if you're using StreamYard, you can go and you can pick up like one of those $30 prepaid cell phones.
oh yeah.
And you can load up the StreamYards literally on the cell phone and use the camera from that. And if you put your cell phone, you attach a magnet to the case and you put a little piece of steel on your ceiling, you can just stick it up there and then take it down whenever you want to. And you can use it as like a mobile camera, and you can just have your cell phone join just like I joined with the link.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. Then that doesn't limit me if I want to move it around. It doesn't limit me with the cable length.
Yeah, I do that whenever I'm doing demos of the printers. I'll have two streams, and I'll be, in front of my computer for one of them, and then I'll use my cell phone and just either tape it, or they have these little weird tripod mounts, or if you just put a magnet and you stick it to it, you could stick it up on your ceiling if you have a piece of steel or something up there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea. Well, it's a unfinished basement, so I can always rig something up for sure, even if I have to screw something up top to hook it to. I'm going to consider that. That's a good idea. I never thought of a prepaid cell phone.
Yeah, they're like cheap. It's a full computer, right? It's got touch screen, it's got a cell phone, GPS, all that fun jazz.
And they usually have decent cameras on them these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Good to know. So you can hear me just fine now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, good. Yeah, I got the microphone hanging about, probably 1.5 feet away from my head, but I got the gain turned up halfway, so that's
you sound crystal clear.
Oh, good. Good to know. You're the first one I've actually talked to live on here just to give me a bit of feedback. So, yeah, cool.
I try to subscribe to people who are going to be posting cool stuff, and I guess I subscribed to your channel at some point.
You might have. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how many videos you got on here.
Not a ton. I've done a few things on the on my early days of the FlashForge Creator 3 that I had.
Okay.
But I want to start doing more videos. I've gotten a little more comfortable. Dan, DB3D Dan, got me sort of out of my comfort zone and into maybe going on live. So
Dan's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy. He's helpful and very encouraging, right? So so I'm going to. That's why I sort of wanted to set up the studio, and it gives me something to do. I'm not doing it to get the subs. I'm not doing it to get the money. It's a hobby, and it's a hobby I love. Some people golf and spend a lot of money on golf. I 3D print and spend a lot of money on it. So,
well, that makes sense. It's something fun, and there's nothing better than actually making things yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and everybody and their brother has done builds on 3D printers and stuff, and it's nothing new I'll be doing, but it's just a different perspective, right? And it also helps me gain experience with doing live stuff and getting into this whole YouTube bandwagon. So
do you own like a sign shop or something, or what?
A printing and sign company. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was called prior to DWIT, which is just a name I came up with. It has a few different meanings. I was KKP 3D. So, but my company is KKP. And I came up with KKP 3D as the 3D division of that company because we started offering 3D printing to our customers. So we're selling 3D printing now. But I was starting to get a little bit of feedback on using KKP 3D as a separate logoed entity of the business because we are a franchise and they have certain rules. And so basically I got my hand slapped for doing that, and I didn't want to push that any further. So I dropped that, came up with DeWitt, and it makes sense because it basically when you Google the letters DeWitt, the first thing that comes up says it means do what I'm thinking. And when you think about it, that's what we ask our 3D printers to do. So, and I also look at it as do what it takes. So, and then just do it is just like do it. So, yeah, a catchy name. So, yeah, came up with that, came up with a logo, and just did the transition over. So,
well, it makes sense. It's catchy.
Yeah, well, it's catchy and hopefully memorable. That's the, that's the idea behind it. So, yeah, it's a quiet night tonight. I don't see anybody else live streaming tonight, and
no, the llama is streaming, but they're playing. What's that game? The one where everybody joins from their cell phone. Jackbox. They're playing Jackbox.
Oh, never heard of that one. Okay.
It's a crazy game. Basically, everybody joins from their cell phone, and it has you either like draw things or it degenerates really quickly. It's great if you're drinking.
Oh, okay. So it's a good game for if you're done the day and you're home drinking, and yeah, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I'll have to hop on and watch that one time when they're doing it. But
are you subscribed to the llama?
I think I am. I've been on a lot of Dan streams with him, so I'm pretty sure I am. But maybe, and I may not be, because if I was, I would have got the notification that he was going live or that he had gone live. So I should look and let me have a look and see if I am.
Yeah, I can shoot you a link if you want. Yeah.
And maybe fire a link.
Yeah, I'm gonna post this right now.
A lot of stuff comes up with llama.
Yeah, if you go to that link, I guess it's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Where's the private chat?
Over on the left hand or on the right hand side of the StreamYards thing. If you there's like
there we go. Private chat. Oh, there we go. Okay. There he is. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I guess I'm not subscribed to him right now. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's do it. There we go. Yeah, and he's still live. There we go. He's got 7 people on there playing. It looks like.
Yeah. It's a little too crazy for me.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of games or online games or something like that. So it's probably something that wouldn't really interest me either. But hey, you never know. So. He's got 4 people on his stream, it looks like, and then 7 people watching him.
Yeah, they're probably having some fun there.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, I never would have thought to look him up under that name. Okay, good. Well, thanks for sharing that with me. So he's got
no problem.
Another new subscriber, so he's up to 83. Boy, Dan sure shot up the subscriber list when he did his 250 giveaway, and then he ended up at what? He's at 600 or 700 now. So
yeah, that was pretty quick. That's commendable that he was able to do that.
Oh, it is, and he's maintained it too. I mean, a few people dropped off and then then it settles down and it's maintained right now. That's great, and that's just from a guy that just gets on and shoots the shit basically, and has people on talking about the hobby. So it's pretty cool.
So you offer 3D printing services for people.
Yeah, well, we do at my business. Like I do a lot of right now. I've gotten a lot of business printing these little. I don't have one handy with me here, but they're little. I call them COVID keys. It's just a little thing you can put on your key ring to open doors and push buttons. Oh, okay. So I have one customer they're called the Face Mask Shop here in Canada. And they sell tons of face masks, the 3-ply face masks. And so she got wind of my COVID keys, and this was probably 6 weeks ago. And I have sold her, I think, about 700 of them so far.
Now, are you manually taking those off the bed, or do you have some kind of a method of knocking it off?
You knocking it off
with the G-code, like have a little command at the end.
Oh, no, I'm manually taking them off. Yeah, those are coming off. I'm printing them mostly. I have 2 Anycubics dedicated to them, and I'm printing them 8 at a time. and then I'm just during the day. So I get about 16, 32. I get about 70 to 80 a day done. So, and before I leave the office to come home, I throw a couple batches on one batch on each machine, and then they're done in the morning. So,
And those are the resin 3D printers you're using to do that?
no, those are FDM. Yeah.
What was it again? What model?
The Anycubic i3 Mega.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been around a while. They're a decent printer. It's a pretty simple build. Basically, you put the gantry on, 4 screws, and it's pretty much level the bed and it's ready to go. There's no auto leveling on it or nothing like that. It's got a filament sensor and standard, just your standard extruder, and it's just very reliable. I find once I level it, it stays level. I mean, maybe once a month I have to tweak it a little bit, but that's about it. I found the new ones. I've had one for about 1.5 years, and then I just ordered some new ones. They changed the firmware a little bit in the new ones because the touchscreen's a little more reactive and it's got a few different features on it. And the bed on the new ones, it's for the first 6, 7, 8 runs, it was almost impossible to get the pieces off. But as the bed sort of, broke itself in, once it cooled off, they're easy to snap off now. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I have a couple other printers at work that I just leave for other little projects. I've had people just come to me and say, for example, one was a manager of a Wendy's restaurant in downtown Calgary, and she said that the cleaners at night kept unplugging 2 plugs to plug in their cleaning equipment in her restaurant, and they would forget to plug them in, and they were her freezer plugs. So,
oh no,
they were ruining her food. So I just basically modeled up a cover, and I put with the text on it, please do not remove plugs, and some VHB tape, and she just covered her plugs with it, and they haven't touched it since. So little solutions like that for customers. And I charge, I think, about $150 for the modeling, and it took me maybe 15-20 minutes in Fusion, and then it was maybe $1 or $2 in plastic. So not that bad. But yeah, I'm offering solutions like that. It's not busy right now, especially with the pandemic that happened, but I do have more people as things are opening up coming to me and saying, hey, you do 3D printing. Can you do this? Can you do that? Okay, well, I'll get back to you type thing. So, yeah.
Nice.
So it's not going to make us rich by any stretch of the imagination, but, excuse me, but it will, I don't know, as I say, it's sort of an extension to the hobby and, what the heck. And then I've got a couple other printers on their way too eventually. I don't know. It's almost addicting. I don't know how many printers you have, but it's an addicting hobby for sure.
Yeah, the way we use our printers is a little bit different. Like I'm with a small company which sets up like this kind of a cloud system, which basically people can upload their models and pick the location that's closest to them.
Right.
Get the thing printed at that location, and it slices it. And we sell some printers which have automatic part ejectors, so the machines are unattended by themselves.
Yeah.
So,
that's
yeah,
cool.
And if we're kind of just looking for people who have printers and want to throw them onto the network, because you basically put in your credit card prices. So you set it up based on the amount of filament that's used, and as soon as a job comes in, the actual printer just comes to life and starts printing it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's pretty automated.
Yeah, it works with regular printers. It works with our auto-ejecting printers, obviously, which is kind of the reason that we designed it. And then, we're going to have support for all these like belt printers coming up. We actually just got the slicing software developed so that we can do slicing for the the angled Creality CR30 and the black belt printers.
Yeah, I'm just reading they're releasing that on their Kickstarter. They're making it only available through Kickstarter, I think, starting November 19th or something.
Yeah, it's been weird because so we developed this auto ejector that we have, right? but we don't care. It doesn't matter what the printer is.
Yeah.
As long as we can slice for it and get the files to it. And if it has automatic eject, great. If not, you just have a push button on the device that after you cleared the bed, you hit that button, and then it just goes into that idle mode waiting for the next job.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. That's very cool, actually. But it's obviously that job's got to be in whatever particular filament color is on it and filament type.
Yeah, we have a couple different options there, right? So you can basically set your filament colors that you have available at your location, or and when people send their prints down, they can either pick one of those colors, or they can go and say any color. And it doesn't matter; it'll just route to whatever machine's available. But you have to have the price set for any color, just so that you might charge like a little bit more for red and a little bit less for yellow.
Yeah.
But for your penny, you put it in between.
Oh, okay. And so, if it's a larger job, would it say source 2 printers to do it or 3?
Yeah. So basically, the printers the printers go and ask our cloud every 30 seconds, hey, you got any jobs? And the cloud either responds with yes, and here it is, and give me the status updates on this as it comes through. You hook a webcam and a Pi up to it, so it takes a picture every 30 seconds and updates the server, so you can kind of keep an eye on it. And the customer can keep an eye on it also. So your customer is actually really good as far as detecting failures if you ever have any. We don't normally. We have maybe a failure every 100 prints or something on our machines, but depending on how reliable your particular machine is, it's sometimes good to do that.
That's a good track record, actually. That's really good. That's interesting. Yeah. Cool. Y'all probably back that belt printer from Creality, depending on what it's going to cost. They say when the email I got today announcing it, I believe it was the 19th, they said something about saving up to 50% by being an early backer. So, yeah, might be worth looking into just for fun.
Yeah, I guess that the retail price on them, they're targeting, I guess, less than $1,000. I'm assuming if you're going to save half on that, you're going to be able to pick one up for like maybe $500, which would be insane.
They'll probably do like $499 for a flash sale or something. They tend, like they did with the 6SE. So
yeah, all those people are going to be hitting refresh on the page, waiting for it to go live.
Yes. Yeah, that's, again, it'll be tough because I know when they did the 6SE, the flash sale sold out very fast. So, And then there were some people still waiting to get their printers from the flash sale because they had I guess it was logistics nightmare when they did the actual shipments of the printers. The order they shipped them in was just nothing to do with the order that they were purchased in. It was all to do with global locations. So.
Because they package them up probably on a container and ship them there, and actually ship them via UPS or FedEx or whatever it is.
Yeah. Mine came UPS. So, well, when I lifted the box, I heard some rattling. So I'm hoping nothing got broken. I haven't opened it yet. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, or it could just be loose parts or something. But yeah, it's just not. Usually they're solid. You don't hear anything because they're so well packed with that foam. So we'll see. It just seems like a big box for the size of the printer, but so hopefully it's just a lot of packing and nothing is broken.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I saw that giant box and I was like, oh, what the heck does he have there?
Yeah. It looks more impressive than what it is because it's not a big printer at all. It's I think it's a 300 by, no, it's not even a 280 by 280, I believe, the bed size on that one. So.
They have a Bowden or is it direct drive?
Oh, no, it's a Bowden. Yeah, it's a Bowden system, but it's got that, the feature about this one is it's got that pressure sensitive, whatever it's called, the nozzle automatically levels the bed based on the pressure that it feels. So bed leveling is the bed leveling is the nozzle touching the bed, sending a signal to I don't remember what it's called, but it's the device that measures the pressure points on the bed. And everybody that's done a stream on it so far with test prints, I mean, they've come out beautiful first print. So
if it's anything similar to like the CME CNC row stock machines, where they have it like So those are Delta printers. So
Right.
they have a effector plate that the nozzle goes on,
Mhm.
and the hot end. But that effector plate is actually made out of a PCB. So
Mm.
as it flexes, when it touches, the
Mhm.
resistance or something changes, or
Yeah.
capacity, or whatever it is, and they detect it. And doing it like that works perfect every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've heard nothing but good about this. So, but then also I've heard there's been some issues with some of these things catching on fire because of electrical issues. So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they fixed it in the later shipments, whatever it was. But we'll see. I just want.
It's always a good idea to go through and check the heated bed connections and
Oh
the
yes.
bed connections.
Yeah, I'll be opening it up, checking all the connections for tightness for sure. Well, it's just like in this ER20, the Area 1 ER20 here. A lot of people are finding that they have to go in because the LCD screen cables come unplugged because they're not hot gluing them on. So no, but at least they had half the sense. It's weird the way the power supplies are in these ones. They're sort of right down the middle underneath. And if you want to change your power supply, if you have to change it from 220 to 115,
Don't tell me you
have
have to take the net off.
you have to open the bottom, basically pull the power supply out and switch it. But according to what I've read, the power supply is going to be switched to what it needs to be for the area they're shipping it to. So we'll see.
Why would they just make a hole someplace that you could access and just slide a screwdriver in and flip the switch?
I know that would be easy, wouldn't it? Not only that, you couldn't even drill your own hole because when you look inside, they've got a little. I mean, if this is your power box, they've got a little cover that holds it in, and underneath that cover, that switch is. So, yeah, but I think that's the only reason, if they are in fact shipping with that switch set to the appropriate area they're shipping to, the only reason you'd have to switch that is if you bought one used and it came from, if I bought one used and it came from Europe, I'd have to switch it back to 115. So hopefully that's the case. We'll see. But once I power it on, I'll know for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. It comes with a BL Touch leveler. And everybody that I've been reading on the Facebook group for that has been having great success first print as well. So we'll see. It'll be something different.
Having automatic bed leveling really does make the printing experience better.
Mm-hmm. It does. I've gotten so used to manual leveling with a few of my different printers now that I don't mind it. I can level on the fly as I go, but yeah, automatic leveling is, it takes out any little errors there, any little inconsistencies I may have, and it also allows, for a certain amount of a warp bed too. So, which is good.
Yeah, well, so I used to I would manage the printers over at my local makerspace, and leveling the beds was like one of the things that nobody could do right. Like everybody would screw that up on the printers. And that's actually kind of what drove us to make it so that people don't touch the printer.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you have like a whole bunch of people touching it all the time, those machines are always going to be broken.
Oh, for sure.
If it's just one person doing it, you can actually level the bed, and that nobody's going to go over there and screw with it.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, no, it's especially for what your company is. The type of service they're doing is it's automated. You want that bed to be level every time somebody makes that purchase and starts a print. So.
Oh yeah. It just makes our lives easier.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So what do you end up using for bed materials? Are you using glass, or are you using like PVA on top of glass, or?
I'm using on my Anycubics. They have what's called their glass, but it's got that. I forget what they call it. It's got that coating on it, that little textured coating on the glass surface of their beds, and it works great as long as I clean it every few prints.
Is that like a PEI coating, maybe?
No, it's more like a PEI. Well, it's more like it's like a pattern in the glass, but it's a textured pattern in it.
Like they sandblasted it or something.
Yeah, that's sort of what it feels like. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
and it works really well. And then on a couple other printers, I'm using the Wham Bam sheets. And then on the Prusas, I'm just using whatever the Prusa, the smooth and the textured Prusa sheets.
Yeah,
And
so
then
that's
Hmm?
yeah. So the Prusas are using PEI, and I think the Wham Bams, that's probably PEI.
Yeah, I
Texture.
have the Wham Bams. I have a PEI texture, and I also have a PEX on PEI or PEX. It just depends on what I'm running. And on the Airy ones, they have a glass. Again, I have the Thinker SE at the office, and it's got a textured glass surface, which is really cool in a sense. It works well, but when you pull your piece off, you got a beautiful shiny finish on the bottom, but you've also got um, the pattern on the glass embedded on the bottom of your piece. If it's the bottom of your piece, it looks cool, but if you're printing your piece on the side, not so good. So that's a case where I'd probably flip it or put a Wham Bam on there or something. So, and then I believe the Creality, this one here, this 6SE, has a glass plate on it as well. I never used to like the glass, but the more experience I got and the more time I got printing and the more printers I got used to it. So
Yeah, glass works perfectly every time as long as you can get that first layer down perfectly.
Yeah.
And you can sometimes use glue stick or the hairspray if you're having issues.
Yeah.
But generally you can get that glass to lay down pretty nice as long as you control that first layer.
Well, yeah, and it's like everybody that first gets into 3D printing, there's a learning curve, and that's what the community's great about is coming up with solutions like that, like increasing the temperature on your first layer, getting that little extra squish, and there's all sorts of tips and tricks out there for doing that, which have helped me along the way over the last couple of years. So, yeah, but yeah, so that's and then I got the only other printer I've got coming is I forget the name of it. There's two more Kickstarters that I contributed to. One of them is called an Ivy. Don't know when that's going to come to fruition. It's a why can't I remember the name of that? You were just referring to it before, the type of printer. It's a
resin machine?
No.
Oh,
the one Delta. It's a Delta printer. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a Delta. Yeah. So that one I contributed to, 6, 7, 8 months ago. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but you take a chance, it's going to happen. And then the other one was the I forget the other one. It was only like a $269 contribution to get it. It's a Kaiwu. No, was it a Kaiwu? I just did that today.
Oh no. But yeah, deltas are fun. We use deltas just because they have a nice stationary build plate, which makes that ejection is easier. But they are so fun to watch because you can get those heads moving really fast,
right?
High speed, especially if you have a nice lightweight hot end.
Mm-hmm. I have seen some deltas that run extremely fast. Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm trying to find out the name of the one. That doesn't matter, but yeah, it's just one of the other ones on Kickstarter.
Yeah, the only thing you have to be careful of with the deltas is you don't want to get it like cocked at all or anything,
right?
Because it's really easy to screw up the calibration on them.
Oh, okay.
Because it's doing magic as far as the physics to move that thing around.
That's mesmerizing watching one of those things. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
There's the email from this is the one from Creality talking about the 3D print mill. Their CR, what are they calling it? Anyways, for anybody that bought a CR6 SE on their campaign, they're giving a $30 coupon towards this new one, which they're calling the 3D print mill, and they're launching it on November 19th. Yeah. And they say you can save up to 50% for early bird price. Keep an eye on this. Yep. So I got to jump on that. 50%. I don't need it, but 50%, I can't turn that down. Oh,
shoot, I was muted there.
Yeah,
I was talking.
I was wondering, you were muted a little bit. I saw mouth. I thought, am I muted or are you muted?
Oh, no, I was muted there. Hold on a second. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know when that mute button got hit. Did you hear me saying that the deltas were magic, black magic?
Yes. Yeah. Somewhere after that, yeah, I think you got muted.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, so that 3D print mill, Naomi Wu's 3D print mill, the CR30.
Yeah.
I that's the slicer software I've been working on, trying to get that all set up to work from like a command line kind of a thing, so that we can shoehorn it into the back end.
Yeah.
That's what I've been working on for the past like week or so, going back and forth with the developer and getting that thing squared away.
Okay.
So I'm excited about those, just because it's another auto ejecting machine. I love auto ejection.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I watched Joel's broadcast on that when he did Naomi's machine, and I see pluses and minuses for it. I mean, the belt itself is interesting because you're stuck with a certain pattern on the bottom of your print. So you're pretty much always going to want to make sure it's the bottom that's on that belt or a side that's not going to be prominent.
I am guessing that as they release those printers, they're going to come out with like 3 or 4 different belt materials.
I would hope so.
Because I know the guy Carl, he's the one who built that White Knight printer.
Okay, yeah.
He was using, I think, BuildTac actually on a steel belt.
Okay.
And, there's other people who are using steel belts with like Capcom tape. You can only do that if you have like a really good heated bed in there, and some of the other ones. But yeah, I expect that they'll have that squared away with different materials. It won't just be that off-the-shelf nylon belt, I think, that they're using now.
Yeah, because it didn't leave the most flattering texture on the prints that he was doing. And then also when it came around to the seam that was joining the belt, you could see that as well. But I guess, regardless of the belt that's on there, there's going to be that seam. But, for what it's doing, it's a give and take type thing.
You can always print out a raft also.
That's true.
I think that when we do it, we always like to print a raft underneath the thing anyway, just because it makes it so that you're guaranteed to stick down. If there's any lift anywhere, it won't go and destroy your whole print. It takes a little extra material, but you know what? If it's quick and simple just to bust off,
right?
Why not?
And the idea that you can run a long piece is it's pretty incredible how with the angle of the head and everything, it's just so weird watching one of those things run. So,
the slicing software is weird. I can share my screen because I got some G code for these things, and they are wacky. Let's see. Is that coming through?
I think not yet.
So I guess it's down at the bottom. You probably have to click on it.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Well, this is the belt slicer. So
yeah.
That's the command line that I'm using to do that. But if I do G-code viewer, let's go and look at a G-code viewer real quick. Nope, not this one. I don't want that one. It's this one. This one's the good one. Okay. Come on. Yeah, that's the one. So if you look at this thing's going to be wacky. Give it a second to process.
Hmm.
I'm running on a Chromebook here, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's kind of weird. I eat my own
Oh, wow.
dog food in having a completely web-based like design and manufacturing experience.
Right.
But
Oh,
yeah,
look
look at this thing.
That's just funky looking. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is wacky. But when it prints out, it comes out the correct way.
Yeah.
Because this
wow.
this is the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So
Looks like it's got a raft on it.
yeah, so that's the raft, and
Yeah.
then it has the actual print. So you basically have to picture it like, yeah, I don't know how to best describe it, but it's weird.
Yeah.
So this
Well, it
isn't
matching the
skewed.
angle of the print head almost, but it's going to come out straight when it's coming down that belt.
Yeah, yeah. So the belt is like the Z-axis, I guess. So
Right.
it's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some wacky stuff going on. Like this thing I have support turned on,
Hmm.
but you can print without support. But the support material really isn't too bad because it's like a single wall that it does,
Okay.
which made it really easy for it to come off.
Hmm.
Yeah, kind of wacky.
That is wacky. There we go.
Hey, that's great.
just getting used to these different windows I can do. Cool.
Yeah, StreamYard is pretty slick.
Yeah.
Are you actually paying for it? So you have the logo, so that means you're paying for it, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it wasn't that expensive. So, yeah. And then I've started using, I think it's called XSplit is what I've also done for some YouTube live stuff. Software called XSplit.
What is that?
It's like, have you heard of OBS?
These words are sounding familiar, but I'm not exactly
Basically, streaming software, the advantage of them over this is it would allow me to have multiple cameras on my screen at once. So, because I don't believe I can do that in StreamYard.
Well, unless you go and you buy a bunch of cheap cell phones.
Yeah, and that's with that way, yeah, for sure. But I already own 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cameras, so I figure I may as well put them to use as best I can. Mm-hmm. But again, I liked your idea with the overhead about that, or at least having one cheap cell phone for one that I can walk around with, because I know the wires will be a pain in the butt. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get extension cables for those.
Yeah, I've got a 20-foot extension cable, but yeah, we'll see. If things can get, I don't want too many wires to show up everywhere, so got to keep a little bit of organization with this. Very cool. Yeah, no, it's fun. I'm enjoying all this.
Yeah, I got to say, the studio looks good. It looks like you put a bunch of effort into making it so that it's well lit, and you have everything kind of organized so that it looks like a nice, clean environment.
That's what I was aiming for, and I'm sort of limited. I've got these posts in the way, and I can't remove those, or the house will fall down. So. And and having pink insulation on the walls behind me over here. Well, but I've thrown some Coroplast on the back wall and thrown a few things up, and it's kind of cozy. And then over here is my man cave area where my TV and my recliner is. So,
just kick back.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, no, it's fun. The one thing that's I won't call it scary, but interesting in this basement. We're renting this house. When they built this house in the basement, they didn't do it the way I would. They have one outlet. Well, they have a washer and dryer over here. And then other than that, there's one electrical outlet in the basement that's running everything in here. Fortunately, all my lighting is LED, so it's not drawing a lot of amperage. The thing that's drawing the most amperage down here is going to be my television. Not even the 3D printers, I don't think, are drawing as much amperage as the TV. But so far, knock on wood, I haven't blown a fuse, or blown a circuit breaker. But,
Yeah.
I would have, when this thing was in the construction stage, for the cost to put in a few extra outlets down here would have been nothing. But yeah, so, but I'm not about to put that money out myself in a rental house. So
Yeah, that's understandable. It's tough when you're renting because you can't really make modifications too much.
no, I mean, the landlord's great. He loves us as tenants. We've been in here a couple of years, and I've done a few different things with shower rods that I put up permanently and stuff like that. But when it comes to electrical, I won't do it myself. I can, but I won't, because without getting the proper permits, because if that could come back to haunt me, especially if it's not my house. So,
Yeah.
and I had a friend quote it, who's an electrician, and it was over $700 to run 2 more plugs. I said, nah, I'm not spending that kind of money. So I ran an extension cord, and I've got a bunch of power bars, and so far nothing's blown. So, but as I say, it's all low amperage stuff, all LED lighting. So,
Yeah, the LEDs are great. Do you have some
they
of the
are.
Wi-Fi smart bulbs yet?
The which? Sorry.
Do you have any of those Wi-Fi smart bulbs yet? Where they
No,
got-
I've got one. I've got one, but I don't use it. I got one free on Amazon one time with something I bought, a Philips, and it's lying around here somewhere, and I haven't used it yet. Have you tried them?
No. I mean, I've done some stuff with like the ESP8266 microcontrollers. Like
Right.
I've set my own smart stuff, but I don't trust those things generally.
Oh,
Just
okay.
because they're weird, right? You don't know exactly what's running on them, and it's a little
Yeah.
server running in your house off your power, connected to your network. It's like, there's all sorts of malicious things you can do.
Yes. If somebody hacks you.
Yeah, I mean, you have something that's behind the firewall. So
Yeah.
They gave away I'm in Connecticut, right? So the power company is like required to take extra money on your bill to fund green things or whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can sign up and you can get on a list, which basically they'll give you free LED lights or something like that. Pay $5 shipping. So
Okay.
I did that, and they gave me 2 of those Wi-Fi bulbs, like 20 or so regular LED bulbs, and then
Mhm.
like a desk lamp. And I was like,
Oh, jeez.
okay, $5, and I get it all for free. Except, I mean, I paid for it on my bill, but
Yeah. Nothing's free.
well, the trick is that not everybody takes advantage of it, right? So they're making money.
Yeah.
But the LED stuff is amazing.
Oh, it is. I used to be in another life. I used to quote unquote collect LED flashlights, high power flashlights. So I've got quite a collection of those, but it started to get too costly. So, but it's amazing how far they've come with LED technology.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine like 10, 15 years ago the LEDs weren't that bright.
No, gosh, no.
They put like a whole ton of them in the flashlight just to get you to like a normal brightness.
Yeah. Now you get one Cree, whatever they're called, and you need a heat sink to keep the handle cool. So,
I mean, heck, your cell phone now has these LEDs in it, which you can use as a flashlight, and it's like nobody needs a flashlight anymore. It's just in your pocket by default all the time.
you don't need a flashlight. You don't need a camera. So. And then they've started converting our city here. They've started converting a lot of their street lights to LEDs now, and wow, they're brighter and they're easier in the eyes, and apparently they save a ton of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if they're replacing halogen or incandescent bulbs,
Yeah.
I guess like the street lights around here, I think they're using some kind of a fancy bulb. I don't know whether it's like sodium vapor or something weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Those sodium vapor ones, like they used to use in arenas, that take a little while to warm up.
Yeah, like you can hear them. You hear them humming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like this. I never opened this box before.
Oh,
but this thing has it has a touch sensor on it. Like it's got like a little like piece of metal
cool.
there. So it's not even Like if I touch it with something else, let's see. If I touch it with a piece of plastic, no. I mean, it's not a button.
Oh, weird.
Huh. Let me try touching it with a piece of cardboard. Nope.
No.
Yeah, so I guess that this is like the same kind of thing that's in your touchscreen.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Looks pretty bright on the high setting.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I moved my computer stuff all around today. Like I got a new laptop dock.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a couple of nice 4K displays all hooked up, running off this Chromebook, and I'm pretty happy.
Oh, cool. Good.
It's much better than running off of just a 13-inch screen.
Yeah. I want to get myself a second screen. I'm running an HP laptop here. Well, yeah, you can see that. I want to get a second screen, especially for live streaming, so that I can see what I'm doing on the laptop, and then a screen so I can read the chats.
Do you have USB-C on there? USB-C?
I believe I do.
If you have USB-C, it's really nice because what you can do is you can get one of those little cheap laptop docking stations.
Oh, yeah.
And they have HDMI that comes out of the laptop docking station.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it makes it really easy, so you can have you could plug all your cameras into that. You just have this one hub. That way, you can leave that there and still pick up the laptop and bring it other places.
Yeah, that is. That is a USB-C on the side here. Yeah, for sure. It's a little oval round one. Yeah, tiny oval thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's one thing. One more thing I need is a second display. So
they have the displays that you can actually get now, which are you just plug it into USB-C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is so weird. Like everything is USB now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, even the that boom I got had a USB-C cable running through it, which is really handy. And fortunately, they sent adapters because the that Yeti microphone had what came before USB-C? Was it USB-B? No, I don't know. But it was
the mini or the micro?
The micro USB or something, yeah. So fortunately, they sent some adapters to work, so it's perfect. Didn't have to buy any more cable, nothing for it. So, yeah.
Well, whatever that insulation is, it's doing a hell of a good job, like sound dampening. Like there's no echo or nothing.
Oh, good.
Wherever you got that microphone placed, it works perfectly.
Yeah, it is straight above. I could actually pull it down into view a little bit, but it's straight above my head here. Yeah, worked out well. Because when I first started broadcasting, when I was doing my testing, I had it on my desk with the stand on this table, and somebody else had come on one of my quick broadcasts, and anytime I touched the table or move, the vibration picked up right through the mic because it's so sensitive. So that's when they suggested I get it off the desk, and I thought, well, okay. So I went out today and found this boom. So, yeah. They had just gotten them into. We have stores up here called London Drugs. They're electronics and drugstores, and they had just gotten them in yesterday. So it was perfect timing.
Yeah, I'm amazed on these modern computers, like the microphones that they have just even built into them. They're not bad. Like I'm just using the built-in mic, and they whatever the audio cancellation stuff that they're running, it's on point.
It is. It's great. It's technology. Look how far they've come with everything else, right? So, this microphone is so sensitive. If somebody upstairs flushes a toilet, you'll hear it because the pipes are running. The pipes are running right down here in the basement. So, yeah, you'll or if they're having a bath or something, you'll hear it. So, I just have to make sure if I'm doing a stream or something that I tell people don't flush the toilet. But what the heck? Could be worse things, right?
Hey, you know what? That's a little comic relief in the middle of the stream.
It is.
A stream in the middle of the stream.
A stream in the middle of the stream. Yes, there you go. And if it's somebody having a shower, it's going to be a constant stream, and it's going to make people have to pee if they're watching the stream. So, what the heck? So,
Yeah, I think that the audio technology has gotten better, probably because of all of the voice recognition they're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like all the cell phones, you can just talk to them. It's just, yeah, I don't know. They're smart little buggers.
No, they are. Yeah, absolutely. So, oh, hang on one sec. Okay, give me 5 minutes, my wife.
You are being summoned?
I'm being summoned. Yeah, that's okay. I told her I was going to stream for a little bit down here, and it's been, oh, wow, it's been an hour. My goodness, time flies. Wow. Wow. So, what time zone are you in?
It is 11:18 right now for me. I'm on the East Coast.
Okay, so you're 2 hours ahead of me. I'm out in the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out in Alberta. I'm just above Montana. So, yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. So you don't have snow.
No, I'm in Connecticut. We do get snow. We don't have
do?
snow yet.
Oh, but you do get snow? Okay.
Yeah, last year was really a light year, but there's years that we'll get like, one or two good storms, which will give us like a foot or two each.
Mhm.
And the rest of the time, you're looking at maybe like 8-10 inches per storm. And you
Okay.
get, depends on the year. Like some years you only get 2 or 3, and then other years you get like every other week or
Right.
every week.
Okay. Yeah, it's been cold. We had a record. We set a record last week. We hit plus 23, which is about 78 degrees in your temperature. And that was a record, all-time record for Calgary for November. It was warm.
Mhm.
And then the next week, now we're down to, in Celsius, we're down to minus, at night we're going down to minus 10, which is what, about, I don't know, 15, 16 degrees in your temperature. So, and then we've got a fair bit of snow on the ground right now. So,
Huh.
yeah.
I like the snow. Snow ain't too bad.
It's, you know what? I don't mind the snow as long as I want either the cold or the snow, but I don't like when we get them both. Like the sub-zero, like the Arctic temperatures with a lot of snow. It's just it's hard on you after a while. But
Yeah, where everything's like dry and
Yeah.
drifts.
Yeah. But if we get, if the snow stops and we get a little bit of meltage, and then we get a cold spell of minus 15, minus 20 for a few days, I can handle that. But it's when you get that all this snow and it's minus 15 out and you've got to go shovel. Wow, that's what I don't like. But
See, that's what young neighbor kids are for. You
that's
go and
true.
You toss them a few bucks, and you give them some hot cocoa, and hopefully they start a business doing the rest of the houses on the street.
I know, that's what I got to hit them. Fortunately, I don't have a driveway, so that's good. It's just a front walkway and our sidewalks. So, but I bought a leaf blower over the summer. I forget the brand. It's an Eco something brand, and it's a 650 CFM.
Is this gasoline, or is this like a
This is 56 volt battery.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty high powered battery, 650 CFM. And does it ever blow? And so I've been using it on the cold days when it snows, and the snow is the powdery type. This thing just clears it in a heartbeat. It's great. So I've been using that. But then if we have a +1, +2 day, you're in 35, 36 degrees and it snows, it gets wet and heavy, and this doesn't work so well. So that's when I got to break the shovel out.
I've picked up a couple of these old like electric wheelchairs.
Oh yeah.
And they're really easy to like swap out the electronics and put some nice motor controllers on them and turn them into control like death machines, because these things, they have tons of power behind them.
Good torque, yes.
Off and everything. They zip around, and I ran one into my leg one time, and I was not able to walk very well for like a week and a half. It was bad.
Wow.
I got beat up. But you can strap that leaf blower to one of those, maybe make a little turret, just kind of have some fun with it.
I was thinking where you were going with that was put a scoop on the front of one
No, no, no. Don't put the scoop on it. Just throw that leaf blower
Just throw
right
the
on
leaf
top.
blower on it, and then just, oh, okay, hey.
And then if you have it set up so that you can like charge it automatically, like if you had like a, some kind of like a low, like, I don't know, whether it be like a plywood box or something that you could drive it into and have it make contact with a couple of like, charging terminals.
Yeah, yeah,
You could just go and do that every 30 minutes, have it
yeah.
blow out, come back home, continue to go and do that,
That's not a bad idea. I don't know if I have time to do something like that, but hey, if I ever see a used power wheelchair, it'll cross my mind.
I put an ad on Craigslist just looking for some to do for like robot project stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 3 of them. With
Okay.
one ad.
Right.
Like, oh, you want an electric wheelchair? Here, grab
Oh,
my
geez.
guy. Here it is.
Yeah. All the motors in those things themselves are worth a pretty penny. So.
Oh yeah, the motors are excellent, and then the batteries, depending on how old they are,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And those things, man, if you want to have like the meanest remote control car, just get one of those.
No doubt. You could hurt somebody with it. I'm going to run. I told her 5 minutes. Yeah. I'm going to run, but I appreciate you popping on tonight.
All right, well, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah. And I'll be coming on and off more often now, so I'll keep an eye out for you. But wonderful. Nice chatting with you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Yeah. And thanks for the ideas. Okay,
Always
take care. We'll talk to you later. How do I end this? End broadcast. There we go. Okay. Good night, everybody.